Today, we're gonna go over exactly why you need to run slower so that you can run faster. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to implement this into your program. I'm gonna tell you what heart rates you should stay between and how you can really structure slower runs into your program that is going to help you recover faster from workout to workout, is gonna help you improve your aerobic base, and is gonna literally help you become a faster runner. This 12-week prep is my way of documenting what I'm doing to reach my goal of a sub 135 half marathon. Throughout this series, I will document everything I'm doing leading up to the Nebraska Half Marathon on April 28th. The running, the lifting, the nutrition, the supplementation. I will show you everything you need to do to show up prepared for your next race. Because no one's going to go do it for you. You have to take action because the grind, it never stops. Welcome to episode 2 of the sub 135 half marathon prep. Today, we're not talking about a sexy topic, but we're going to talk about something that is going to drastically improve your running. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I'm currently doing a full half marathon prep series where I will be running the Nebraska Half Marathon on April 28th, and my goal is to get a sub 135 half marathon. So if you're interested in content like that, I'm posting 2 videos every week and a podcast. So if you're interested, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the content that I'm posting every single week. And if you find anything helpful in this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. So this is not a super sexy topic, but this will change your running performance and is going to make you a faster runner. And running slower is one of those things that, like I said, it's not super sexy. Doing slower runs, more aerobic runs at slower paces is something that takes up more time, doesn't look as cool, but I promise you that if you incorporate more slower runs into your program, it's going to help you improve as a runner. And let's really categorize what I mean by slower runs. So the first thing that you're going to need to find is your max aerobic heart rate. This number is unique to each individual, and the way that you're going to find this is that you're going to take 180 minus your age. So for example, I'm 27 years old. I'm going to take 180 minus 27, and that's going to give me 153. This is my max aerobic heart rate. So when I'm talking about slower runs, what I mean is aerobic runs. And all of the runs that I'm doing in these slower runs are going to be done at or below my max aerobic heart rate. So for me, all these runs are going to be done at or below 153. Now, I track my runs with a Garmin watch. You can use any sort of fitness device. If you want a really accurate heart rate number, I would recommend getting a chest strap. But tracking your heart rate when you're running is going to help kind of gauge your performance and gauge your improvement over time. Now, when I say slower runs and these more aerobic runs, most of your runs should be done at or below this pace. 80 to 90% of your runs should be done at this lower, slower heart rate, because what that's going to do is that's going to help you build an aerobic base and it's going to help you build endurance. Running is a game of endurance. And if you are running hard all the time, not only are you going to get injured, but it's very hard to recover from, and you're not going to improve your aerobic base. So over time, you're not going to be able to increase your endurance. Now, you might be calculating your max aerobic heart rate, and you're like, dude, I'm going to have to run really slow to keep my heart rate below this number. And I'm telling you, I've been there. I get it. It's kind of a scary thing to run slower so that you can run faster. It's very counterintuitive. It's not sexy, but I promise you that if you slow a majority of your runs down, it's going to help you improve as a runner, and it's going to help you get more mileage throughout the week. Because if you're running these heart rates in between where you're not running in an aerobic zone, you're not running in an anaerobic zone, you're not going to improve your heart rate, and overall, it's just going to be really hard for you to improve as a runner. So, like I said, most of the time, you should be doing most of your runs at or below this max aerobic heart rate. And in future videos, we'll talk about when you should do more of your anaerobic runs, because there is value in doing more higher intensity runs.
All right, so it is currently Thursday. I just mixed up my Fit Grind pre-workouts, and I'm about to get into a lift and run. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how I'm going to mix lifting and running today, and then I have a slower aerobic run. I'm going to go through that. I'll wear my Garmin watch, and we'll break down at the end of the video how I did at keeping my heart rate below my max aerobic heart rate, and just show you kind of paces and mileage and all that type of stuff. So we are currently working on our sample for our pre-workout. With this pre-workout, I want to make sure that it's badass. I want to make sure that it's perfect. So it's going to take a couple different trials because I don't just want to put anything out in the market. I want to put the pre-workout that you can take, that you know on those days that you need to get a good workout in. You throw a scoop in your shaker, you down it, and you know it's about to be a badass workout. So it's going to take a couple different trial and errors of just manipulating different ingredients, the dosages, and right now this one is makes you feel like you want to melt your face off. So we're going to adjust a couple things and just keep going along. So I definitely want to be open about that process and just, like I said, kind of document to you guys with starting the supplement brand, something that we have our protein powder that we worked on that took 6 months. And I just want to document the process of building out the supplement line because it's something that we're very passionate about. And like I said, we want to put out good, solid products that you know you can trust to support your fitness goals. And we don't just want to put anything out. So I'll be very transparent about that process and kind of just show you the sampling process and trial and error and all that type of stuff. So let's hop into the workout. And like I said, at the end of the video, we're going to critique how I did on my aerobic run. All right, so I just wrapped up the upper body workout and my run. Now we're gonna go over the overview of the run. I ended up doing 5 miles, and we're gonna grade myself on if I was able to keep my heart rate below my max aerobic heart rate. So let's go take a look at it, and we'll see what it looks like.
All right, so we just finished up that workout and that run. Post-workout, make sure that you were getting some source of protein, get some carbs in, make sure that you're fueling your body. Especially if you're lifting and running in your program, you're gonna be burning a lot of calories. So I'm gonna do 2 scoops of our whey protein powder. I'm gonna do it with a piece of fruit. And then I'm also gonna hit some electrolytes. And then in a little bit, I'm also gonna do a full meal. So fueling your body, both pre and post workout, is crucial in order to improve your performance and just fuel the workouts. So let's hop into the summary of my run. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here, and let's go see how well I did at staying below my max aerobic heart rate. So I ran 5.17 miles. My average heart rate was 163, average pace was 8:26, and total time lapse was 43 minutes and 39 seconds. So like we talked about earlier, my personal max aerobic heart rate is 153. So in this run, my average was 163. So I did not achieve the average heart rate of 153. And now this is actually a perfect example because I'm going to break down what I did wrong and just kind of use my mistakes to help you learn from those mistakes. So overall, with this specific run and a lot of the runs that I do around here, it's not super flat. So that is one of the biggest factors that really bumped my heart rate up. For me, the first couple miles, it's pretty flat. I was able to keep my heart rate well below 153. And then there's a spike here, and I'll show the graph on the screen here. You can see right where it happens, and that's where that first hill really hits. And you can see there's 3 big spikes that go up, and those are all hills on my route. So if you're trying to run aerobically, and we've already talked about the benefits of running aerobically, it's going to help improve your aerobic base. It's going to help you maintain a lower heart rate. It's going to help you eventually increase your pace and increase your overall endurance. If you're trying to run an aerobic run and you have hills like I did in my run, the best thing that you can do is to try and slow the run down up the hill. Now, obviously, I'm saying this and saying this because trying to help you learn from my mistakes. I did not do that. I like to run fast, and I'm stubborn sometimes, and you shouldn't be like me to where if you're trying to run aerobically, if you're going up a hill and it's a long hill, like that first one is a pretty long hill on my route, try to pull the pace back a little bit and see if you can just breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and try and keep your heart rate as low as possible. Another good tip that you can do is say that, your heart rate gets above your max aerobic heart rate number. That's perfectly fine. But once you get up to the top of the hill and you get back to flat, pull that pace down a little bit. Don't walk, but try and pull your pace back a little bit, catch your breath, and try and see if you can get that heart rate back down. That's another good way that it's kind of inevitable that if you hit a hill on your route, you're going to increase your heart rate. But overall, if you can get it back down, that's really ideal. In this run, I was not able to get it back down below my max aerobic heart rate, unfortunately. And with that, I was 10 beats off per minute. So not the end of the world, but if we're grading myself on how well I did, obviously this wasn't a perfect performance of trying to keep my heart rate below a max aerobic heart rate. But this is something that is cool to gauge because over the course of this 12-week prep, you should be able to run the routes that you run at faster paces at lower heart rates. So that's really the benefit of tracking your heart rate and tracking your mileage, tracking your average mile pace, because it just gives you a full picture of progress. And that's, I love progress. I love being able to track progress, especially if you're trying to train for a really specific goal. So in this prep, we're trying to train for a sub 135 half marathon. And we're going to achieve that by adding volume over time, by progressively overloading, and by really tracking specific paces and running at specific paces to set myself up for success on April 28th at the Nebraska Half Marathon. So this has been episode 2 of the sub 135 half marathon prep. If you guys have any questions, make sure you let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this content, let me know too as well. And if you found something helpful in this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. Like I said, our schedule for our content is going to be every Tuesday, Thursday for videos. And then we're going to be uploading a podcast about specific topics every Monday during this half marathon prep. So very excited. First week down of workouts, and we got 11 weeks to go, and I'm ready. I'm ready to dial it in and just crush that goal of a sub 135 half marathon. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you guys in the next one.